Hello! Look who's here! Yay! So, I don't know if you watched the labor and delivery video, but Simon Archer is here now. And just because he's here doesn't mean we're going to stop making videos. Today's video is going to be a popular one. It's going to be what I actually used from my hospital bag because I was very surprised about the things that I didn't need at all. And in the future, if we have more kids, it will be really helpful for me to look back and see what I used and didn't use. I say if because this kid is crazy and he loves to cry all day long. Okay, so here goes. So I got my ideas for packing my hospital bag completely from YouTube. This was my packing list and a lot of thought went into it. Like, I did not make this in one day. This took me weeks to like really get it down pat, and then it probably took me another week or two to actually accumulate everything and get it in the bag. All right, I want to talk about down there care. So I genuinely was more scared for the after part of having a baby than actually pushing out the baby, which in hindsight now seems so silly. I had read so many stories about just gushing blood for weeks, months on end, being in so much pain. I'm sure some people are. I had a 2nd-degree tear, discomfort. I definitely think I ripped a stitch one day in the shower, but overall, being 3 weeks out right now, I feel fine. I feel pretty much back to normal. I really panicked for like no reason, but I couldn't have known what my healing was going to be like. The hospital is going to give you everything you need when you're there, and if you can, like, wait and see your situation and have someone pick you up things. Now I have so much stuff and I don't know what to do with it. So of course, after you have the baby, they give you hospital underwear. I thought my issue with these was going to be that they were uncomfortable. My issue with them is that they are small. They're one size fits all, and I got them on, but it was uncomfortable. Like, I had just pushed out the baby. I was sitting on the toilet. The nurse was helping me. She was literally watching me pee, like kneeling on the ground, looking between my legs for me to pee, and she was spraying me with the Parry Bottle, and then she helped me get these on, and she put 2 of the hospital pads in this. They're already small, and then with the 2 pads in them, it was like so uncomfortable when she got them on, and I could tell she felt uncomfortable trying to squeeze me into them. So like, obviously I'm bigger, but one size fits all for a hospital where you have literally women of all shapes, sizes, and creeds coming in all day long to have babies. It seems crazy that you'd have one size fits all. They stretch, yes. The material, like, you know, they stretch. I got them on, I wore them. They did not like come up high. They did not go over my like still swollen belly. They were very low rise, like my butt crack was hanging out. I just found them to be incredibly uncomfortable. Like, as soon as I got home, I put on my like granny panties that I bought, and it was a million times better and more comfortable. And next time I will bring my own underwear that I don't care about, and I will wear them the whole time. These are not made for plus size women. It was uncomfortable for me to like feel too big for something after just pushing out a baby. It was like just not a good feeling, and I hated that that happened. Not a fan of the hospital underwear. I brought a pair home just to show you. They work for other people, I'm sure. These, they are what people say, they're huge. These are the pads that you get after you have the baby. So like I said, right after I had the baby, she put 2 of these in this underwear. It was insane feeling. but I bled through them like within an hour, both of them. So in my room, they gave me more, and I went through probably all 10 of them within 24 hours. I asked for more, and the nurse was like, oh, you're still bleeding that heavy? You shouldn't be bleeding that heavy. Okay, so these were the 2 pads that they gave me in my room. So the idea is that when your bleeding gets a little less, that you can switch to the other pad they give you, which is this one. In my hospital's eyes, you go from this pad to this pad in 24 hours. I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like I had a generally easy recovery, and I was not ready to transition to this pad. There has to be something in the middle, right? Like, this is a very thin, small pad. This is a massive blanket. These are like smaller than what I'm using now, 3 weeks postpartum. Like, I'm hardly bleeding at all anymore. Actually today I haven't bled at all. But this is like a very small pad. Like, when I put these on before she brought me more of the big ones, I bled through them in like a second and ruined the hospital underwear, and they only gave me a few pairs of these. It was just annoying. I never heard that they were too small, but I heard that they weren't comfortable. So I did have Depends with me, but I didn't want to wear the Depends either because I had gotten the wrong size, and I thought it was kind of the same thing that ended up happening with these. I was like, I don't want them to be too tight. So I have a whole bag of Depends that I'm never gonna wear. I never wore them. I'm never gonna wear them. And then I also bought huge overnight pads for when I got home. And I did use them for like 3 nights when I got home. But now I have a whole pack of big overnight pads, which are bigger than this, smaller than this. And that's kind of what I mean. Like, if you can buy small packs of these things, then it's okay. But like, I really don't think you should buy big packs of Depends or overnight maxi pads, because you don't know. Like, you don't know what the hospital is going to give you. You don't know how heavy your bleeding is going to be. You don't know if you're going to prefer these, if you're going to prefer granny panties, if you're going to prefer Depends. Like, I was way too over prepared, and now I have all this stuff and I don't know what to do with it. So if anybody wants them, comment and I will send them to you, like, for free. I don't want them. I don't need them. The last thing that I want to talk about for under their care is a Parry Bottle. So they give you a squirt bottle at the hospital. I'm sure you've seen them. It's just a straight up and down bottle with a pull up top. Like I said, the nurse, the first time I peed, was on her knees spraying it for me, but it was not helpful really at all when I was alone in my room trying to spray, because the angle, it just was, I couldn't like get in between my legs, and because you can't squirt up, right? So, and when you're squirting down into the toilet, like, you're not really getting the water where it needs to go. I can't recommend this enough. So this is the Freedom Mom Parry Bottle. Bidet for your vajay, I believe they say. There's still water in here. It goes in like this and twists, so you... I'm not sure how it works, but it does, like, this is the normal size, but then you pull that out and you can like lock this in place somehow. I don't figure it out. You lock this in place somehow, and it, like, because of this angle, you put it in the toilet and it squirts up. This was amazing when I got home. Like, the only problem was that I didn't use the whole bottle and I would leave it, and then the next time I would go to use it, it would have cold water in it, and that was not pleasant. Warm water in this, that's what you need. The thing at the hospital, I think, sucks. I will use this one next time. I feel very fortunate. Like, there wasn't tons and tons of trauma to my vagina, and I think if there had been, that would have like changed completely what I wore in the hospital. I wore leggings to the hospital. I honestly could have worn them home. I just didn't feel the need to. I could have, though. Like, I was not in a lot of pain. I did feel weirded out by my belly. It just felt like flab, honestly, and it was like jarring kind of. Like it would have actually been nice to kind of like hold it in. It's hard to know, like everyone says, oh, just do what you will feel comfortable in. And it's like, well, how do I know what I'm gonna feel comfortable in? Because I've never had a baby before. I had this nursing gown from Motherhood Maternity. This robe I got off Amazon. It's really long, like I think it goes past my knees, and it was pretty comfortable. I brought this blue nursing gown that I got from Amazon also. It's just like a deep V in the front, and you can like pull the panels to the side when you want to nurse. All in all, I had 2 nursing gowns, a robe, I had a pair of pajamas, I had like 3 pairs of huge granny panties, I had my going home shorts and tank top, and I had 2 nursing bras. So I didn't love anything I brought. Like I'm not gonna rave about the Motherhood Maternity nursing gown or the ones from Amazon. Like I had these clothes, so I was just gonna change and like put them on just to use them because I had them, but I didn't need them. Like I honestly could have wore the hospital gown, changed my clothes once after the shower, and then stayed in that for the next 3 days. Like all you're doing is like laying in bed basically. And so I would have been fine staying in the same clothes. I guess my point is, don't stress about having like the perfect nursing gown or the perfect outfit. Like in the end, it just doesn't matter. Bring like at least 1 comfortable outfit to change into after you shower, 2 to be safe because you never know how long you're gonna be there. Going home, I would honestly say bring 1 compression thing and 1 loose thing, because you don't know how you're gonna feel. You don't know what's gonna happen to you down there during labor. I had 1 pair of non-skid, whatever they are, socks, and they were like ankle socks, and I had a pair of Old Navy sandals that I brought for the shower, and then I had a pair of big pink fuzzy slippers that I got from Amazon. So these were the slippers. Everybody had some version of these, like super fuzzy, really comfy, soft, cute pink slippers, and I was like, I need them for photos. They're gonna be so soft and comfortable. In reality, I should have just been like, Kayla, you know yourself. My feet sweat a lot, so I don't know what I was thinking getting like the fuzziest, hottest slippers on the internet. But I don't have any photos of me wearing the slippers. Like they were super hot, and I will probably never wear them again. I actually left them at the hospital for them to throw away, but then we forgot our pillows there, and when we went to pick up our pillows, the slippers were in the bag. So now I have them, and I'm like, just gonna get rid of them. I don't think you need slippers. Next time I would probably just bring slides to wear with my non-slip socks, or just wear those Old Navy sandals. When I got to triage, the hospital gave me really big comfy socks with grips on the bottom. I wore them the whole time through labor and delivery. I took them off the next day when I took a shower, and then I tried on my socks that I brought. They were like ankle socks, and they were tight on my swollen feet. I put the hospital socks back on. I had a lot in my baby bag. I had diapers for him, I had wipes, I had baby powder, diaper rash cream, boogie wipes, I had a sound machine, and I brought like 2 newborn outfits and then 2 or 3 0 to 3 month outfits. It's so funny. Like he stayed in a diaper and the hospital t-shirt and the hospital swaddle until the day we left. He did not put on a single thing I brought for him until we were going home. We put him in a pair of footy pajamas. And I think next time I would bring 1, maybe 2 outfits to be safe, and that's it, because he was so small. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no desire to like put him in and out of outfits. He got jaundice and he was under the black light, and it was just like, seemed so silly of me. I was just so not focused on that. We actually didn't take his introduction to the world picture until like 2 or 3 days after we got home. I had brought the little board with his name on it to the hospital. Didn't use it. You don't need diapers. You don't need wipes. You don't need anything for your baby except for like one outfit to go home. That's it. Next, I'm going to talk about all my cosmetics. So I just had this like travel bag that we use anytime we go anywhere, and I put everything in here for me and my husband. I'll just show you some things I brought. Just some Q-tips, a little mini face wash. I brought my natural deodorant, but it's not in here anymore. I thought these were face wipes, which I did want to bring, especially because they made me wait like pretty long to shower and I was disgusting. But then I realized once I got there, these were oil absorbing sheets, which means that you just like pat your face, and it was so stupid. I did not use them. So next time, if Kayla, future Kayla, you're watching this, put actual face cleansing wipes on your list. We brought some toothpaste, shampoo, body wash, body lotion. The hospital did give us body wash and shampoo and toothpaste and one toothbrush. We didn't use any of it just because we had our own stuff, but we could have. I brought nipple cream, which I did use. I brought Tux, the witch hazel pads. I did go through the entire container the hospital gave me, and I had the Tux for home. The Dermaplast, I used like the whole bottle at the hospital. Didn't get Dermaplast for home. I actually had this Earth Mama herbal perennial spray, and I brought this to the hospital too. I didn't use it at the hospital though. I just had it for when I went home, and I have to say the Dermaplast was better. Granted, I'm not in a ton of pain, but anytime I've had any discomfort, I've put this on and I don't notice much of a difference. The Tux, I've noticed a little difference, but I feel like what they give you in the hospital is like what you need. The Dermaplast was really helpful, and those pads were really helpful. I brought chapstick. I thought my lips were gonna be super dry. They weren't, but I put it on a few times to be preventative. These After Ease drops. I got the Wish Garden ones that you see in all the hospital bag videos. I did use them. They do smell strong, like everyone says. They do taste disgusting, like everyone says. I think they helped. I did definitely notice some contractions after, and like labor was so painful that I was terrified knowing I was gonna have more contractions. It's true, you like get them, especially when you're breastfeeding or pumping. So I was like chugging this, trying to just like avoid getting it at all. I don't know how they would have been without it. That's the thing. It's like you would have to like not use them the next time to be able to fully compare. But I didn't have them too bad. I was never in like a lot of pain, so I am going to say these helped. I also brought a little Tupperware container with some prenatals and some acid reflux medicine. I also brought Miralax, and I did take it. And that is about it. I'm going over my list just to look at anything else. 10-foot cord. Yes. I got 2, and I was like telling my husband, for sure, 1,000,000% you are gonna want this. He thought I was ridiculous. I'm happy I bought it. That outlet was behind my bed. A 6-foot cord would not have reached. They're so inexpensive on Amazon. I recommend just getting a couple of them. I didn't want to have to deal with finding the thing that actually plugs into the wall when I was in labor. We have a ton of those, so I just put them in the bag like way in advance with the cord. So we had our chargers. We didn't have to worry about grabbing any from home. Like, they were separate chargers. I see on here I have pillows, boppy, and blanket. I did bring a pillow from home for me and for my husband. I would do it again next time. Not because it was like comforting or made me feel amazing in the hospital bed, but the hospital pillows are very thin. It shocked me how thin they were. I needed like 4 of them to do the job of my pillow, and what I needed them for the most was breastfeeding and like having lots of support around me holding the baby. So it was just nice to have one pillow that was thicker. I didn't bring my boppy. I know some people do, some people don't. We had truly such an awful breastfeeding introduction. I don't think the boppy would have made it better. That's unique for me. I think it's like an unnecessary thing to bring. And a blanket from home. So many people actually told me to my face to bring a blanket from home. It would have been nice, like I thought I was having the baby in August, so it would be hot. It wasn't, it was frigid in there, but I was okay with the blankets on the bed. They were starchy, they were thin, but we were okay. We were there for 4 days. They gave blankets to my husband. I'm the kind of person, like, actually carrying all that stuff into the hospital gives me more anxiety than anything. So I didn't want to be like lugging in my bag, the baby's bag, my husband's bag, our 2 pillows, and like a giant blanket. We only have big blankets at our house. I don't think you need it, but that's a matter of preference. Like if you really want to feel at home, do it. But for me, nothing was gonna make me feel at home. I hated being there. I hated the hospital. I wanted to come home. A blanket would not have helped that situation. Just miscellaneous. For entertainment, I brought this BTS magazine and I was so excited to read it. I saved it actually to bring it to the hospital to read specifically there. I didn't even look at it once, and not for lack of love. Like I love this and I want to read it, but I just was so focused and on what was going on with the baby, and so emotional and so upset, frankly, at a lot of things that were happening with the baby. Like this was the furthest thing from my mind. When we had time, like when they took the baby out of the room, or when he was sleeping, like we were either sleeping or we were just on our phones, like talking to people, trying to stay busy. I did read like very briefly one night. I think I was like waiting for them to bring the baby back after they gave him a bath or something. I read on my iPad. We brought our camera, my husband brought his headphones. Like these are just, it's up to you, like what you want to use for entertainment. Snacks. Now I don't know how it works not during COVID, but because they had such high restrictions on visitors and things like that, we wanted to make sure we had food. So I brought beef jerky, pistachios, cashews, and like granola bars. I got pretty good food from the hospital. I would say I got a good quantity of food. The actual quality of food was to be desired. That about wraps it up. This is kind of for my own record. If and when we have another baby, I want to be able to look back on this and say like, Kayla, basically everything you think you need, cut it in half. Like the hospital gives you everything for the baby. Yeah, I would say focus like the most on just having a couple comfortable things to wear, something to put on your feet, the Parry bottle, and then like cosmetics. Pretty much everything else will be taken care of. I overthought it way too much, and hospital experience was honestly so overwhelming that the last thing on my mind was what I had in my bag to like entertain me or to change into or to take pictures of. Like I just wanted to be comfortable and I just wanted to go home. So that is the end of the video. I still, in terms of like pre-baby stuff, I still want to do a nursery tour, but he's not in his nursery yet. We pretty much only come into it to change his diaper. And then yeah, we're just gonna try and do some vlogs and whatever else kind of comes up as we navigate this new parenthood thing. Leave a comment if you have any questions about anything I said, or you need any advice for your hospital bag, and please hit the subscribe button and follow me for more videos about motherhood and having a new baby.